started at college in the East Coast and then transferred to UCLA.
I did. I started at Boston University. I was studying political science, and I knew I wanted to be an actor. And obviously Los Angeles or New York are the two places that you want to go. And so I decided to transfer to UCLA and finish my political science degree, which I did. And kind of a funny thing happened on the way to the graduation ceremony. I wound up getting a studio movie, Karate Kid 3, and I had to sort of put college on hold for a little while I was doing the film. And I did go back and eventually finish, although I was on what's called the 7-year plan.
You know what? Hats off, you finished. So many people wouldn't have once they start
Well,
getting...
a lot of people go to college for 7 years. They just tend to call them doctors. But,
And so is Hollywood the lure that brought you to the West Coast?
yeah, I wanted to get started with my acting career, so I figured this was the place to be.
So Karate Kid 3, I heard you did your own stunts.
I did.
And you got hurt.
I did. I started studying karate probably when I was about 13 years old, and a gentleman by the name of Fumio Demora was the head of my karate school, and he also happened to be Pat Morita's stunt double. He had doubled for him in the first 2 Karate Kids, and he said to me, "Listen, I think there's going to be an open call for the new bad guy for Karate Kid 3, and I know you're out in Hollywood trying to make it, and you should really try and pursue getting that part." And so I had already done a couple little things. I had my SAG card. I had done some television work. And so I went to the casting director's office and I said, "Listen, I know you're going to do this big open call. Could I maybe audition for you now so that I could avoid doing that?" And she said, "No." And so the next, I don't know, it was a day or two later, I showed up at this open call and there were maybe 2,000 people in line around the studio, waiting to get some kind of audition or meeting with the director. And I could see John Avildsen, who was the director, who had done all the Rocky films, the other Karate Kid films,
right.
Academy Award-winning director, was making his way up the line of young hopefuls. And I figured I had about 10 seconds to try and get this guy's attention, and I did. And
wow.
Long story short, I wound up getting the part. Yeah.
And you suffered injuries from
Yeah, I did. I had a really serious injury while I was doing the film. It actually, ironically, had nothing to do with martial arts. I was doing a stunt where I had to kind of jump from a stationary position about 3 feet away and land on my side, and they were going to match that shot together with the shot of me being thrown through a door. And so I did it over and over and over again, and the net effect was that I had perforated my intestine, and I was bleeding for about 5 or 6 days. Afterwards, we broke we had a break for about 2 weeks, and so I went to Las Vegas. And while I was in Vegas, I said to my friend, I think I'm gonna pass out.
Right.
And I did, and I came to, and the EMTs were there, and they said, "We have to get you to the hospital right away." And it was Christmas Day, 1990, and the doctor said, "Listen, you've lost a lot of blood. We don't know if we can save your life. We're going to have to operate on you." And I said, "What, you mean like Monday?" And they said, "No, in 15 minutes. And so my friend had to call my parents. They had to fly cross country in the middle of the night, and they operated on me, and luckily I made it. And then the next part of the battle began, which was keeping my part in the film. And they had shot just enough of me that they said, "Okay, we'll wait about a week for you to get better."
Right. I mean, from watching the movie, you would never know that, obviously, because
well,
you're the bad boy, Mike Barnes.
It was something else. So they put me together with a guy from the Rams, the LA Rams at the time, and he rehabilitated me, and I wound up doing all of my own stunts in the film.
So would you do that again going forward as an actor? Do your own stunts?
Absolutely, and I have. I mean, there's certain things I won't do. I mean, I've done one fall from about 20 feet, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're a guy like me that doesn't like heights, suddenly 20 feet, it starts to take on like that Hitchcock shot effect. Yeah. And I happened to be producing the film where I had to do this jump, and like all of my crew guys were standing down below, and I was like, "Oh God, moment of truth. I really have to do this.
Get rid of a phobia."
Yeah, otherwise basically the boss is going to look like a wimp, so I did it. But I would do them within reason.
Okay.
Yeah.